is he trying to get angry at God? So what am I trying to say? Even that anger that you be oriented coming to you from other people or other places, you need to always have a self-talk.
Now, Jennifer, let us now look at, I am angry. Are there some different ways or styles I can express my anger?
They are. You know, when you have used the word style, I'm like, the way we have different styles of dressing. And I'm like, just it's the same way, like the way we bring out our anger. It will be, you know, the style that you love is different from mine in dressing.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So it will be different the way I bring out anger and the way you bring out anger. So we have different styles. We have different ways of letting the world know. I am angry because you not stay with it forever, hiding it in you. But at one point, people are going to know. By the way, I think things are different.
Yeah, different.
Yes.
And I think before, let me interrupt you there. When we talk about a style, it is something that we have developed over time, because it is not a one thing. That the way I dress, for example, is not. I just woke up one morning and say, this is a way. It's a build-up. So when you're talking about anger in terms of styles, it is something that is developed. It grows. You can go on.
Yes. And you see, as you say that, I'm looking at where are we coming from childhood? How was anger modeled? In fact, something very interesting is that parents should teach their children to get angry. How?
How?
Yes. Because if a child throws tantrums, we should be asking myself as a parent, is that the right way to do it? Remember, we said that anger is human. So each one of us can get angry.
And we do get angry.
Yes. So I need to know and tell my child it is not right to throw tantrums from childhood. So how was anger styled when I was young? When I was young, how was it modeled? Did my parents throw words at each other? Did the people in my environment, did my teacher in class, as I grew up when I went to school, did the teacher throw dusters and chalk on us and sticks? How was it? How did I see my age mates do it? So from there, as you're saying, the style is something that comes building up. And you can find that even as you grow older with age, you now start trimming it and styling it in a way that is going to be appropriate for you. You get even to a place now you are like, no, when I'm angry, I can't throw tantrums in my office. And you see, at a childhood, maybe you threw tantrums because that is how it was done at home.
Yes.
But now here you are in the office, I can't do it. So I can change that style to something else. Just the way we change the styles. The way Jane, me and you at our middle age, we wear our clothes is very different with how we wore them when we were 19, 18 years.
True.
So you see, the style can go changing depending on maybe age, depending on the environment, depending on the things that are happening around you. So it is important to know that we have different styles, and as we speak about them, you'll be able to pick that, because we are humans, which one, where do you catch yourself? In which style do you? We have one style where when I get angry, or Jane gets angry, or someone gets angry in the society, because either things that they are doing have made them angry, or other people, because they have been having expectations, have made them, and they point at, you made me angry. And there's a way that someone will react. One person will react this way. They will keep quiet. They will internalize. They will stay with it. Now, the people around them, they will not see like they are angry. They will not show it on their face. And they will put that, they are boiling, they are burning, their fuse is already blown, but I'm keeping my,
my cool.
Yes, I'm
contained.
I'm contained.
Yes.
But what is happening within you? You're boiling. What happens out there? That anger is going to affect you in a negative way because you have not brought it out. But you can see we have Because once you know that you have wronged someone and they are angry, or you did something and it was about to bring the resorting to anger, you expected them to react in a way. But then when you look at them and you're like, what is happening? They're just very quiet. Kwani? And then at times, we even forget that this person was angry. But remember, it is still very conscious and continuous in their life. So we think that we have normalized things. So it's like this person who deals with the anger in a passive way, they shelve it somewhere. And they might shelve it somewhere, or they continuously remain with it, using a lot of energy to hide. I'll use the word hide, that I don't want the other people to know. Because maybe they carry guilt for showing that they are angry. Depending, this could even be coming from our personality. How are we made up? So because you find that if I'm this person who keeps things to myself, I will keep even that anger. And what happens is that I will even smile.
You
Yes.
mask it.
You
mask it.
Yes. But inside myself, I am boiling. So at one point you hear someone say that I have some bloating. Just as we talked about how it presents itself. Or you hear someone talk about the ulcers. Or you are at one point, they are like, they didn't come to work. They went to hospital because they had a bad backache. They woke up with a bad backache. They were not even able to move their body because they had tension, muscle tensions. And you're wondering, where is this coming from? It is only because they did not communicate it. They bottled up. And now when we bottle up, most of the times as humans, we don't deal with it. You can find yourself, it's like you have a small box, which is either metallic or wooden. You have put that emotion in there. And then what have you done? Locked and thrown away the key. Another person will be like, I have taken a bottle, a plastic bottle. I have put my anger there and I've cocked it up. So I tell myself that it is safe to be like that. So masking will bring out the person that is very passive in it. Passive means they're not actively bringing out the anger. And they will be doing that either to please other people or even for them to feel that I don't want to carry guilt for what I would have done. But remember what I've said, this could have been modeled at home. Our parents who are in the baby boomer generation, how did they deal with it? We never saw our mothers get angry. Did you see your mother getting angry at one time?
I don't think so.
Yes, so that most of the times that is
Or unless when I ate her sugar.
Her sugar, yeah.
Yeah, she could beat me.
And
So,
you can imagine that
and I
is-
ate a lot of that. A lot of sugar. Today I don't eat sugar. But I ate enough.
Yes. So you can now see.
Yeah.
She only brought out that things were a bit safe. Displaying children at that time was very safe. And children were displayed by beating.
Yes.
So even her neighbor, agemsikia akichapa wewe,
Yes.
so they'll be like, that is in fact, she's a very good parent. But she never brought out the anger of other issues in her life. She bottled them up. So if you look in the long life of it, our parents get to a place where they have what I call the psychosomatic disorders. And these are the ailments that are coming from bottled or bedded emotions. And these emotions will be harboring in different parts of your body. And they come out as pain. Some of them will come out as cancer. Others will come out as asthma. Others will come out as backaches, stomach ulcers, all these things. And then even joint pains. And then we are wondering, she's not old, lakini ameinama. Maybe because of, I'm just saying, maybe, I'm using the word maybe, because of what we keep in ourselves. So that is passive anger. That it is a style. And I've said it can change. Or it can remain very constant if someone feels that it is safe.
And I'm liking the example that you're using. The box that is it's locked. I'm looking at the bottle that is sealed. I'm also going wild and thinking about how sometimes when we have some extra money, we keep in our bank account. So it is there. We know the PIN. We are the only ones who know the PIN. And we can only withdraw it when we go and do just punch the PIN and get the money from the ATM. So I'm imagining if I'm not in need of that money, I will not go to the ATM. to withdraw the money or whatever other means that I can use to get my money. So that means my money will remain in the bank intact.
Yes.
The same way with anger.
Yes.
It will remain intact wherever it is. But probably to erupt at a particular time. We'll come to that. You can go on. That is, we are talking now about the passive style.
Yes, the passive style.
Go on, my dear. Yes.
Maybe we can go to the next one. We can talk about the aggressive style. This is the person who is everywhere. I let me use a very good example. What happens when we are boiling milk? At one point, it gets to a boiling point.
Yes.
Even our anger gets to a boiling point. And you know what happens? The milk spills.
So much. Many times. And sometimes you are looking at it and it pours up.
Yes. Now, this is the anger that someone will bring out. It will be physical. We are going to see. It's going to affect the people around in the environment and the environment. So remember what we said. This energy that is in you, that is the anger, is negative. So when it comes and spills on other people and spill on the environment, it is going to be negative. It is going to bring out negative results. So this person will either throw tantrums. This person will either bring out some verbal words and you are like, I need to close my ears. I can't hear this anymore. It is because they are angry. This person will yell. They will scream. And then you're wondering what are they screaming about? That is because they are angry. This person will speak out. This person will bring out, I would call it drama. And that is where we find that you hear people say, she's a drama queen. Or he's a drama king. When he's angry, ye ni moto wa kuotea mbali. They don't go near them because because as we are saying, the anger is going to spill on other people.
Yes.
These are people who are going to take items in the house and throw them, break bottles, break glasses, break the television, bang the doors, and everybody in the society will know hapa kuna maneno. So what am I trying to say? This is a person who is able to express their anger. And you can hear if someone say, yesterday he was not as angry as today. Hey, today, so we can be able to measure by the actions that they do. So they bring out actions in what they do. And sometimes they do it intentionally. They purpose that this is how I'm going to do it. Other times they don't intend. It will be very unconscious. And you hear them say, I wish I never did that. I wish after. Because once they use this negative energy to do all the drama and everything they are doing, the energy goes down. They stabilize. Now the brain gets back to the level that now it can think. So they are looking at what they have done and they are regretting. So we need to be very careful about this person who is very aggressive. Even us ourselves, we need to catch ourselves before we snap, before you get to that place that you're doing something. And you can imagine, you can get a knife, stab someone because you're angry, and then later you sit and you're like, no, I didn't do it. That is one person. The other person will be like, I regret having done it. I have murdered. And you see, this is not something that you can reverse. I've broken all my utensils in the house. I have nothing left. But it's because of the anger. So we need to catch ourselves before. What is this that I feel before I snap and start doing something? As the energy is building up. Remember we said that anger is longer in ourselves than any other emotion because it's coming from other emotions.
Yes.
So let's not get to this place that now we have the anger. What are those emotions that are there? Let me deal with them before I get to be angry. Because if I'm this person bring out the aggressiveness, I need to be a bit careful because I will harm the other people directly and in a very bad way. Yes.
You've said that so and so ni moto ya kuotea mbali. Don't go close to them. But they have developed a style so that in some way I'm seeing like it is more protective to the outside person.
Yes.
Because if I know how I know the style of Jennifer's anger, I'll be able to now keep my distance,
Mhm.
or do other things that will reduce this intensity and the reaction. So I'm seeing that is probably something that I don't know whether you can say something about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, when they bring out the aggression and everybody can see, as you're saying,
Yes.
now we'll be like, she'll be able to create her space for herself. And she'll be like, I'll be using this. Yeah, there are people who can do that.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll be bringing out this drama when I'm angry so that they can keep away. I'll be telling her these words that are so nasty. So this person will use anger as a tool to control the people in the environment. So that is where you find that even in relationships, or even maybe parents' relationships, we have spousal relationships, and we have even people even at work.
Yes.
They're using that as a tool to control the others. So unconsciously we are controlled because we are like our boss is a no-go zone, and because we don't want to
don't go near her, don't go near him.
Yes, and them they will be keeping very, very safe for themselves because they know that you cannot come near. So most of the times, these are the people who will be in our society, and you'll be like they are control freaks. That's the name that we give them. We'll be saying that they have very narcissistic qualities in themselves because of the anger. But we need to know where and how was it modeled so that they can get here. Yes, so that we can now be aware. Even I, who is like that, I need to be aware. Why do I behave like this? Why do I go to a place and I say sit, everybody walks out? Because they know that once I get angry, I might react in a very funny way. So they would rather be away. Why do I get to a place and everybody is zipped up? It's because they know that I might bring out a statement, or they might bring out a statement, and I bring the drama out of it because I want to either to control or to shut everybody down, and I want to be the person who is in lead. I am using my anger as a way of controlling other people in my environment. Yes.
That is aggressive.
Yes.
Aggressive.
Yes.
Tupeleke ingine.
Wow. You see, as we talk about this negative energy that comes in us, and we might ask ourselves, do we have only negative energy, negative anger? You know, as Jennifer is talking, she's only bringing out that bad person. But we are going to come to a place. There are good news. There are good goodies in the styles. We are going to see at the end of it. But
there's hope.
There's hope. Yes, there is hope.
Okay.
But I want to look at this other person.
Yeah.
Who is projective? What is projection? Is where
that's a style now.
Yes,
we are talking about the projective style.
Yes. This is a person who bring up first. Projective it is in me, but I want to magnify it and make it bigger on you. I want you to either carry guilt for it
on your behalf.
Yes, and I will keep telling you, were it not for you, I think I would not. You know, I'm not saying the statement, but what I am doing and the statements that I'm throwing to you,
yes,
are we going to say, by the way, I think happened with Kosea, and maybe you did not. There's nothing you did about it. It is me who decided that I want to get angry. So I will magnify it so that it can look bigger on you, and maybe have a blame that you made it be that big. I am angry, fine, but why didn't you help me?
You're blaming me for your anger.
Yes, I'm projecting it on you. And you see, projection is about even making it bigger.
Yes.
So I will get a statement, or I will do something that the world will be like, you people, look, she is to blame for all this that is happening. And I will look like I'm a victim. And you are the person who has made me feel the way I'm feeling. And the world will look at you as the bad one, Jane. And they'll be like, oh, Jennifer, we are very sorry for what is going on in your life. So Jane is not a good person. But I will not even be communicating it like the words I'm saying, but the actions that I will do. At times you find that, let me use a very good example. I will allow me to use the two of us.
Yes,
because
it is okay.
Yes, it's okay to bring out
you're safe with me.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe I did something, and what I did was something that was going to hurt you. For example, I ate your sugar. Yes, I've come here as a visitor, and I found some sugar. But because I love sugar, I'm not using that because you ate your mother's sugar. but yes. And then now, or you come and find that your sugar has been eaten, and you're like, who was here? I think I had only 2 spoons of sugar, and now I have a visitor, and I need to make a cup of tea for them. So what am I going to do? And then you ask. When you ask, and you can see that I have sugar on my lips and my blouse, she's the one who ate, so you ask me, and I get angry. And then I will go telling people, Jane, alafikiria hiyo sukari yake kwani
she's the only one who can afford it.
Can you imagine? And it was only 2 spoons of sugar. And then she's throwing tantrums here everywhere that I ate her sugar. Am I not human? I think I can also take a cup. Can you see the anger that I have? I want other people in the world to say that Jane is the bad one. And in fact, someone will be like, funny. So someone will tell me, go and buy a whole kilo and take it to her. Yes. So that now, they will incite me. Yes. And now I'll feel better. But I have someone out there, because I will not carry guilt. Because I now people are not focusing on me. They're focusing on
somebody else is being blamed on for that.
Yes.
It's being now projected to that person.
Yes.
To Jane now.
Yes.
The owner of the sugar.
Yes.
The one who didn't do anything wrong.
She didn't.
Okay.
She was just asking out of the concern. So most of the times we find ourselves mostly in the spousal relationships. I'm narrowing that back to that is where most of the times we find ourselves. There's like we women, I am not biased against women, but I'm giving out a practical example. We women, we know that what I am doing in this relationship is wrong, but I want justification of it. And because I know it can work against me, I will make sure that I get it on my spouse, and now people are going to look at that person as the bad one. But why am I doing that? This person is not giving me attention that I need in this. So I will go looking for attention somewhere else. But then this man realizes that I've drifted away. So in that, maybe he finds himself getting attention somewhere else. But I started it. But now because I'm angry, he's getting attention somewhere else. I will call all my friends and tell them, my husband is cheating on me. And I'm so angry about it. And they'll be, oh yeah, Paul. Imagine the way you are a good woman. So what will happen? Everybody is going now to look at my husband as the bad one.
Yes.
I'm keeping safe. Yes. And everybody is like, we understand you. And Paul Sana, I think we can start by you. So we are magnifying the anger that I have on someone else and making them a victim. And I'm left with a feeling of I've won. Yes.
Lakini haijasaidia. It doesn't really help because you still have the issue. And I'd like to just mention this, that even as we use the examples, when we say it's a lady or a man, they're neutral, because it can be either. Either can start.
Yes.
A man can start the projection, whether in a relationship, in a family, or at work.
Yes.
Any place, or a lady can do that. So it is not gender. Like it is for this. These are the only ones who can project. These are the only ones who can project or can receive. So it is for everyone.
It's a fine.
And I think that is very important for all of us.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Let's go on. Yes.
Good news now.
Good news.
Yes.
Good news.
We have good news.
Yes.
I'm looking at another style of anger.
Yes.
That is positive. That is why I'm saying it's good news.
Hey, my smile is back.
Yes. Because you can imagine from number 1 up to number 3, we have had, negative energy. But here we are going to convert our energy from negative to positive. We have some good anger. One, I want to start with positive anger in this way. What maybe we call it the assertive anger.
Yes.
Assertiveness. I remember I read a book when I was in high school.
Yes.
And I wish I could get that book in the shelves again. Say yes when you mean yes, and no when you mean no. Assertiveness. So when I look at that and I'm looking at my anger, in an assertive way. It is, I want to be real. I want to bring it out. But remember, you cannot bring out this anger if you are not first reflecting on it. Acknowledging that you are angry. Seeing where you are directing your anger to. And then knowing that, by the way, when I act the way I am, it is going to work against me. So I would rather first sit and know how do I deal with it? So when you are assertive and you are angry, it comes out so well because you'll be like, this energy that I have, I can use it elsewhere. But before I use it, I want to acknowledge and tell the world, my world, or even the people around to know that I am angry. So this assertive person brings out that, one, Jane, you wronged me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel okay. And I want us to talk about it because I want at the end of the day to feel that you understand that there was something wrong that happened and it was against me. So that you can, I'm not demanding for an apology alone, but I want you to know and acknowledge that you wronged, you made something that was not right. And then what is the way forward after? Because, someone can just say, I'm sorry, and that one goes away. But we need to know what is the way forward from there. So assertiveness brings out taming anger in a very good way because nobody will act. Nobody will take a knife and stab the other because they are angry with the other person. Nobody will curse the other person because they are angry with them. It will be like, I think this should be an open conversation for all of us. You who has angered me and I. So I need first to compose myself so that I can get to this. So when you have the positive anger, it can help you. You can change it and use it in a positive way. And you can be able now to bring out this very well by knowing that now this anger is in a way that myself, I'm not going to be harmed and I'm not going to harm the other person. So we speak about it.
Consciously.
Yes.
You are conscious.
Yes. You're conscious and you're intentional. So that at least now you'll be like, I think now, by the end of the day, we come to a conclusion. We have solved a conflict that is there. And now we can have a way forward. Yes. Because remember, as we said, we can get angry as many times as the day.
Yes. Yes.
Because we have so many activities that are happening in our lives. And there's so many charities that are in these activities. Yes.
And we're interacting with different people who also have their different styles. So I have my style. You have your style. I have an issue that raised in the morning or in the evening or whatever time of the day as I interacted with different people in the community. And then you have different ones. Our styles collide. And then there we are. So we are like, how do we go about it? On the positive reaction to anger, I think I can share a self-disclosure of somebody related to me, my spouse. He tells me when he was growing up and he was in primary school, that was many years back, and he wasn't doing very well in his academics. And most of the time, because he has shared this with the world, even in schools, he go to encourage students on how to respond to some of the issues, using his own example. Yes. So he wasn't doing well, and most of the time he was the last person in the like you say number 1 to number 40. Yeah, you are given the number 1, 2, 3 are given prizes. That time when we were studying, I don't know whether it goes on these days. Then he was now the last. He was the first from the last, from behind. Yes, and it went on like that in different classes. Yes, and that time, I don't know whether again it happens this day. There's the closing day of the school, the last day of school. Yes. There was assembly. So the names are being called. Yes. And there was this teacher who was observing this young man and was seeing all the time any progress reports of the school, they are coming and he's the last one.
Yes.
He is the last. Next term last. And this one is sometimes he was being pushed to the next class.
Yes.
I know there are those who are promoted because of their achievement and those who may repeat. He repeated, I think, 1 or twice, but he was also pushed to the next level. Then this one 8 term day, when they were closing, the head teacher who has been monitoring the progress of this young man decided to do something. From his, I would imagine his style of reacting on issues. So, when everybody else has been given the presents in the assembly, and there's the whole school, Jennifer is the whole school, as he tells me, the head teacher came with a gift for this young person and called out the name of this person. And then the boy went in front, stood next to the teacher, and was told, today I have a gift for you. And in the glare of the whole school, was told, you have not been doing well in school. You've been failing. You've been getting this last. But today, I want to give you a gift because you have stayed on that position for a long time. I want to give you a gift. I don't know what we will call that one. You will tell me. But now, the teacher had come with 3 pieces of sugarcane. In my mother tongue, Kigwa. 3 pieces of sugarcane cut and gave the boy. And that was it. And they finished they concluded the session and people went home.
Yes.
The boy took the pieces of sugarcane and ate. But it became something that he looked at that situation. And the reason why I'm sharing it is the positive reaction. Yes. The boy ate the sugarcane. So 1, at least he got the juice.
Yeah.
The juice. 2, he decided he's going to change the course of his life. And he said he will never be given another gift for being last. Is a decision he made. So the next term, he defeated 1 person. Progress. The second one, he defeated another one and another one. He went on like that. He started now even changing in terms of how he looks at his academics. He completed primary. He went to secondary. And that time, they were going to even A-level. He did a combination that is called physics, mathematics, physics, and chemistry. Some people were calling it mad people combination for their own expressions. Yes. He went on. He went to the university. Yes. He did the first degree. He went on. He did another degree and another one and another one. Right now, he has 5. A doctorate included. The person who was last and who probably would have amounted to nothing. Probably the teacher giving the sugarcane did not know how the boy would react. Yes. But the boy reacted in a positive way and said, I'll use this energy, the way I'm picking what you have said, this energy now positively to change my life. So, as you said, there is hope. I don't know what you can comment on that. And today, he's training other people. He shares his story so that he can encourage other people, that even parents, if you see a child that is not doing well, you may not do what the teacher did because probably he was not doing it from a positive point. But you can do something that will help this person to change the course of their life.
Yes.
even in anger. Because I want to believe this young boy
Yeah.
got angry but decided to use it positively and change the course of his life.
Mhm.
Probably today he would not be who he is today.
It's true.
Any comment on that? Yes.
You know, I'm as I listen, I'm getting back to this was a child who was in adolescence.
Yes.
So you can imagine someone bringing out negativity in it was a big thing.
Mhm.
Again, being male,
Yes.
masculine,
Mhm.
and dealing with emotions. So when this was provoked, I know he must have been very angry,
Yes.
very embarrassed,
Yes.
you know, very annoyed.
Yes.
And he was like, how can this teacher do this to me? And as you say, maybe the teacher did not even know. But you can know, you know, sometimes things come in our life so that we can learn something. People will be in our life so that they can bring out something. You know, that sugarcane episode triggered something in that young boy. And he was like, I will never be given a present for being the last again. I listened to this writer who is a neurosurgeon, who is an American, Ben Carson.
Mhm.
Then he talked about how in class he never used to get anything.
Mhm.
But today he's a renowned neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Something was triggered, that negative energy that was there. And now you're like, I will do something. So you can now see, and I'm learning something from it, that out of this negative energy that we have, we can convert it and do a positive action. So you can see someone did not a first degree, not a second one, a third one, proving to himself it is possible.
Yes.
What did Obama say?
Mhm.
Yes, we can.
We can.
Yes, so even here we are,
Mhm.
we need to keep reminding ourselves, I have this negative energy because I have been annoyed for some time.
Mhm.
It might turn to anger.
Mhm.
No, I'm not getting there.
Yes.
So what is this that is so annoying? Can I change it?
Mhm.
Yes, someone has been telling me that I've been wearing this brown dress or brown pair of shoe for the longest time.
Mhm.
I can go to the market and buy another.
Mhm.
I can save some money, and can you see?
Yes.
It is being provoked. Now you're not going to wear this shoe alone. At least your feet will not be hazard, because as the shoe gets older, the material it hurts your feet.
Yes.
So you're going to buy another shoe that will be comfortable. So let's learn that it is important that when we have the negative emotions, ask ourselves consciously, intentionally, ask ourselves, what can I do to change the situation? So that once I change the situation, I will not stay with this emotion for the longest time. I am going to change it and deal with it so it will not get to anger. I will use it in a productive way. Look at the way we are talking about your spouse. Today, he's now mentoring others. He's now telling other people, by the way, you people, you can, at wherever you are, because it has been practical for him.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do we tame this anger? Because we have seen we can convert it and become something productive.
Yes.
As the examples that we have shared here.
Mm-hmm.
Can we tame this anger in a way that it will be beneficial to us and the people that we are living with?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can tame our anger. And remember where we are coming from when we are angry. So first, acknowledge. I'll keep saying that.
Yes.
So that anytime you feel like there's some anger coming in, ask yourself, by the way, I think I'm angry. So where is this coming from? Am I angry at myself or other people, or what is going on, the activities around me? So I need first to acknowledge. I need to tame the anger. And when we are taming anger, it is like we are taking, the flames are already there. The fire is burning, but now I don't want it to extend to other places. I would just want to limit it to where I am, so that at least now, after taming it, I will manage it. Because you cannot manage something that is not tamed. Just the way we have wild animals in our orphanage. They first tame the animals so that they can come and manage them in our orphanage, so that we the public, can go and see them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing. I first tame my anger so that now I can manage it. I can sit down, reflect, and see, by the way, this is the path to take. By the way, this is the action to take, so that I will not explode. So we need to, once you feel that you're trying something and it is bringing out the primary emotions, I had talked about them, they are quite many, and they're negative, you need to ask yourself, what is this that is happening? Where? at what point did I get to where I am? Why am I feeling rejected? So when you first get there, you'll be able to know, wow, I think I don't need to go beyond there. I need to deal with the rejection. That is one. So I will tame my anger before even it gets to the secondary level. Two, at times we are so busy, we might not even be able to realize that I'm feeling rejected. You have so much happening in your mind, so you might not get there. So you find yourself feeling, I am angry. So you need to remind yourself that you can count 1 to 10.
Yes.
Before you get to 10, by the way, you'll have cooled the fire down. Because at that time, those 10 seconds, when we have the anger, that is when we are prone to doing an action, or even bringing out a verbal statement that is going to be tough and rough. That is when we need to tame it. So you count 1 to 10, and you be like, by that the 10th count, you are like, I think I'm not feeling as I was feeling. I'm burning fine, but the flame was not as big as it is. Other people will be like, I might not be able even to count 1 to 10, but I can keep telling myself, I'm Jennifer. Jennifer, don't do it. I'll say it for the next 10 counts, 10 times. Before I'll have moved away, or I will have focused on something else. The other one, when you're taming anger, move away from the stressor. Move away from this person who is, because there are other people who really put their finger in your nose because they know you have a very tamed personality. You have a very pleasant personality. They know, and you can even hear them say, by the way, hata ukimkosea, hakasirikangi. So they will always come and do something. They'll step on your toe as they pass. They will spill some water on your carpet. They will do nasty things because they know that you don't get angry. That is what they tell themselves. But remember, you have passive anger. So just move away from that place. Move away so that you can now focus and your eyes can see something else, so that you cannot react to it. Ask yourself, do I have something I love doing that is exciting? You're distracting yourself from the anger. Remember, Jane, we are taming the anger. We are not dealing with the anger at this stage. We are taming it. So take a walk if you love nature. And once you're out of the gate, you're going to meet people. You're going to interact with motorbikes, other noises that are out there. You'll be distracted for a time, and the anger will have gone down within the 10 seconds. If you love nature, just go somewhere, watch a river flow. And as the water flows, and there are so many crickets, there are so many birds around, the smell of even the rotting sticks, it brings you back to being sober.
What we call the ecotherapy.
Yes. Yes. So once you come back, you are like, now, can I face this one now? At least now I'm settled. I have cooled. The dust has settled. I can now wipe the dust, which is now the thing that was making me angry. That is how we tame our anger. And at times you find that when you're doing, you can also do some meditation. Yes, as you sit and you're like, wow, I need to reflect. I need to meditate and see what is going on in my life. Why am I getting so irritable? Why am I feeling this angry? Why am I so sad? Why is this situation, you're meditating, you're reflecting on what is going on in your life, and you are like, I think I lost track somewhere. So once you come back, you'll be able to sit and say, now I need to manage this anger.
You're taming anger.
Yes, I've tamed my anger. Now, when you look at all the things that I've said, you find that these are activities that are going to make you be away from the anger. Two, they're giving you time, so that now you can even now come back to yourself. Because most of the times we point at the other people, they're making me angry, but you never ask about it. So when you're out there doing all that, you'll be able to see, by the way, I have also contributed in what is happening around me. And now from there, let me sit and see, where can I start?
Yes. I love walking, and I do a lot of walking, and I like walking alone. And I realized that after walking, when I get back to where I started, I feel that I'm so relaxed. I have gotten a new perspective. If I was angry, I don't always work when I'm angry. But if I was angry, I'll come back and I feel that I'm so relieved. My mind is so open and I'm able even to think. And I guess that is what you're talking about. Time to reflect, time to see things in a different perspective as you're taming the anger.
Yes.
And I really love it. I really enjoy when I come back. I just feel very good. Okay, I love it as a hobby. From 2015, I've been doing intentional walking, and I have learned how to walk, so I know how to walk right. So I think that is part of what we can also do as we are taming anger. Now, can we go to the management?
Before we go to management, I also want to add something.
Okay.
Yes. Well, you see now the way you're saying that I love walking.
Yes.
So I remember I've said, do something that you love to, because it lightens you up.
Yes.
It raises your spirit.
Yes.
And you can now see, even as you walk for a whole hour to and fro, you don't get physically tired.
No.
When you come back, you're so excited.
Yes.
Yes. No, we can go to management.
Okay.
Yes. Remember we have said that after it is steamed, the dust is still there.
Yes.
So we need to wipe the dust.
Yes.
So when we are wiping dust, we use water, soap, and maybe a cloth.
Yes.
So the same thing. We have tools that you can use for management of anger. So what are those tools? Just as we have said, I'll use my soap. Other person will be like, this is too dusty. I think I need a scrubbing brush. Another person will say, I need an antiseptic.
Yes.
I need to add something. There's so many things that you can add to it.
Yes.
So we need to know that we have these are ways of managing anger, but I can pick what suits me best. Because what will suit me is because of the style that I bring out anger. So one, I'll start with what we have just talked about in the anger taming, because there are also ways. When you do them intensively, they help you manage the anger. But before you do that, remember, I'll keep reminding the viewer, please keep first acknowledging that I am angry. That is one. Two, ask yourself, what is this that is making me angry? Because I cannot manage the anger if I don't have the service. When we come to anger management, we need to know that we are managing this anger so that once for all, you're not going to bring out an action or maybe words that are going to affect the other people. So one, we need to know some of the things that can help us. And there are quite a number. So you choose what is appropriate for yourself so that at least you'll be comfortable doing it. You can do meditation. You can take time and reflect on it. And remember what I said, we need to know, where is this anger coming from? So when anger is coming from I'm angry with someone, let us go to them and talk with them. Remember, we have already tamed the anger. So now it's not at a place where you're going to throw tantrums. So you go to the person, let them know that you are angry because of an action maybe they did. And now let them know and see the need to even apologize to you, and then at least you'll be able to solve the conflict. We can also go to a counselor. Remember, when you are very angry and you find that you're not able to even tame the anger, you're not able to manage it, and you have professionals, psychologists who can help you how to manage it. Some people go even for anger management courses. They go to class and learn. And when they are taught and they learn, they're able to pick new behaviors. They unlearn this bad behavior of not being able to manage the anger. Because we said anger is part of life. So they are going to learn something new, some new techniques. They're going to have new tools, and they are going to learn that it is manageable and it is doable. So you can also do that. At times when you find that maybe all is out of reach, you can go to someone else, maybe an elder person, someone who is more experienced, someone who can be able to walk your journey, someone you respect, and tell them how you're feeling about a situation or even how you're feeling about another person, so you'll be able to manage your anger very well. Yes, Jane.
Going for therapy.
Yes.
And also sharing. So what I'm getting is that we don't just keep it to ourselves.
Yes.
It has positive, it has negative. We can react in different ways. So what I'm looking at is that it is our choice. It's a decision to make. Do I want to react negatively and cause harm to myself in others, or do I want to manage it, tame it first, manage it, and then react in a way that will be productive? And I think that is a very important point that we need to get to. As we come to our close of this session, I'd like to ask for a parting shot. What would you like to tell all of us as human beings that we are here? What would you like to tell us as we close?
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I would want to say this. One, let us first acknowledge that we are human beings and we all get angry. At whatever age, whatever stage in life, we can find activities or people who can make us feel like we are angry. Let us notice that the anger that we have is not going to have impact on the other person. It is going to have the impact on us. So we are going to consciously and intentionally deal with the anger so that we can end it, because if we don't, we are the people who are going to have the effects. It's going to have effects on us. So anytime you're feeling angry, look at the ways of how you can deal with it, manage it, and you'll be good and you'll be able to go on with life. Thank you.
All is not lost, because anger can be managed. Anger can be productive. So we'll not just be labeling people and telling them that one is a done deal. We can't interact with them. There's hope for them because we can manage it. People have talked about a lot of managing of anger. And it comes so much that manage your anger. But today you've told us even how to do it, how to manage it in a very practical way. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for this very informative and valuable session that you've given us. Probably before we close, Kabisa, you would share with us, because you've talked about we can go for therapy and it is possible for us. We are psychologists, both of us.
Yes.
We know how helpful it has been even in our lives. So you are a therapist. How can we reach you?
Yes. Thank you. I'm in Kiambu town. I have an office in a building called Agis Plaza, second floor. And my contacts are 0725 339 056. Come and we share and we're going to get through.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And my viewer, anger is manageable.